So, if you're trying to keep up with AI, you know the feeling, right? It seems like a new, more powerful model drops every single week. It's crowded, it's confusing, and it leaves all of us asking one huge question.
Yup, this is the big one. The question that's on everyone's mind. We're all searching for that one champion, that single best AI to rule them all. It's a simple question, but the answer? Well, let's just say it's gotten a whole lot more complicated.
Yeah, because looking for that one single winner, that's just the wrong way to think about it now. The game has totally evolved beyond some simple leaderboard. We're entering a brand new era. And this right here, this really nails the new reality we're living in. The whole race for a single do-it-all champion is over. Now, it's all about specialists, a new class of AI titans, where each one is a master of its own domain. So the real question we need to be asking now is not who's the best, but who's the best for this specific job. All right, so let's meet our first titan. This is Gemini 3 Pro, and I want you to think of it as the communicator. This is the model that's built from the ground up for interaction, for conversation, and for understanding the world kind of like we do, through its eyes. And when I say it's built for interaction, I'm not kidding. It is literally the crowd favorite. On the LMS Arena, which is this huge platform where real users blindly rank AI responses, it comes in at number one for both text chat and for vision tasks. The bottom line, people just prefer talking to this one. But what really makes it stand out is its incredible strength in what's called multimodal understanding. It scores a huge 81% on the MMU Pro benchmark, which tests how well an AI can interpret really complex visuals. In plain English, that means it's just ridiculously good with charts, with videos, with screenshots, you name it. So if you're building an app for users or just need a partner for your daily tasks, Gemini is your communicator. I mean, just take a look at this. This is the kind of high-quality, information-packed visual content Gemini is amazing at creating. It's not just about understanding an image. It's about being able to create visuals like this one that can explain really complex ideas in a super clear way. It's a true visual conversationalist. Okay, let's move on to our next specialist. Meet Claude Opus 4.5, who we're calling the engineer. Now, if Gemini is the smooth talker, Claude is the master craft person, the one who shows up, gets the job done, and builds things that just work reliably. Now, for developers, this number is everything. Claude scores a top-of-the-class 80.9% on the SW bench. And listen, this isn't some abstract test in a lab. This is a direct measure of how well it can code in the real world. So yeah, Claude is pretty much the undisputed leader when it comes to building and shipping software that's ready for the real world. It's the number one choice for web development, and it's fantastic at handling complex projects with a bunch of different files, all with fewer mistakes. If your goal is to automate your workplace or write code you can actually deploy, Claude the engineer is your specialist. And just so we're all on the same page about that SW bench score, it's all about how well an AI can take actual, messy, real-world problems straight from GitHub and fix them. A high score here means you spend way less time debugging and way more time actually shipping your product. It's pretty much the ultimate test of a coder's practical skill. All right, on to our third and final titan, GPT 5.2, the reasoning powerhouse. This is the deep thinker. You know, if you've got a problem that no one has ever seen before, this is where you turn. 100%. And no, that is not a typo. GPT 5.2 scored a perfect 100% on the Advanced American Invitational Mathematics Examination. We're talking about a competition-level math test here, the kind designed to stump even the brightest human minds. And getting a perfect score on something like this, that's not just a small step up. It's a huge, fundamental leap forward in pure abstract reasoning. It can solve incredibly complex puzzles with very little information to go on, which has always been a massive hurdle for AI. It's this raw reasoning power that makes it the go-to choice for really deep scientific research and complex decision-making. So if your work involves complex agents that use a lot of tools or requires coming up with truly new solutions, GPT 5.2 is your thinker. Okay, so we've got our three specialists, right? The communicator, the engineer, and the thinker. But how do they stack up when they're playing on each other's turf? Let's put them side by side and check out the final scoreboard. First up, multimodal understanding. You know, interpreting images, charts, all that good stuff. No surprise here, Gemini, our communicator, has a really clear lead at 81%. Its specialty in talking with users and analyzing visuals really shines through.
Okay, now let's talk real-world coding. And just like we'd expect, Claude the engineer pulls ahead here with that impressive 80.9%. It was built for this. But what's really interesting is that GPT 5.2 is nipping at its heels, which shows its powerful reasoning can apply to code too. But Claude's specialization just gives it that edge for reliability. And finally, when we get to abstract reasoning, wow, I mean, it's not even a competition. GPT 5.2 is just in a whole other league with a massive lead over the others. It's crystal clear that when it comes to pure, new, novel problem solving, the thinker is king. Okay, so we've seen the strengths, we've seen the head-to-head numbers, but what does all of this actually mean for you? How do you pick your champion for the job you need to get done? Let's break it down into a super simple guide.
Look, the choice here is pretty straightforward. If you're doing anything that involves talking to a user, like in an app for daily chat or analyzing visuals, you're going to want Gemini, the versatile communicator. But if you're building serious software that needs to work and you need reliable code for automating your workplace, your guy is Claude the engineer. And for those really heavy-duty tasks, the decision is even simpler. Step 1. Need to build reliable software you can actually ship? That's Claude Opus 4.5. Step 2. But if you're pushing the boundaries, tackling problems no one solved, well then you need the reasoning powerhouse, GPT 5.2. So, we've met the new titans of AI. They are specialists, and they are more powerful and more capable than anything we've ever seen before. But when you look at an image like this, a thermal map of a data center just blazing with the incredible amount of energy it's using, it kind of forces you to ask one last really important question. So the age of specialists is here, and it's giving us these absolutely incredible new tools. But as we keep pushing these models to get smarter and smarter, what's the trade-off? What's the real cost in energy, in resources, in the impact on our planet? And that's the big question we're left with as this new era of AI really kicks off.